Simon & Schuster Audio presents Let's Be Honest, written and read by Jess Phillips. Introduction. Politicians lie. It's not an original thought. It's not even a modern refrain. It has been the commonly agreed view for, well, forever. When I was a kid, I remember people chanting, "Pigs might fly and politicians lie." Spin was what we started to call this lying in the modern era of 24-hour news and social media. Spin is different to lying. It is polishing a turd to make it look like a chocolate bar. It is not necessarily a lie. It can be a diversionary tactic by focusing on the tiniest bit of positive, or an attempt to distract from the facts by talking about something else entirely, or getting the bad news out on a day when no one is watching, like releasing terrible data on prison deaths on the day of the World Cup final. But it's all lying to me, and should be warded against. However, the art of political spin and the occasional megaporky of previous eras is now on amphetamines, wearing rocket boosters and travelling at warp speed. Lying has become so commonplace in our politics that I can hardly believe a single thing that I am told. Lying became the standard and approved way to survive in politics, where the act of governing all but gave way to the art of political war. Winning elections is deeply important. I'm not one of those idealists who believe in purity above practicality, and that the need to offer people enough stuff to get them to vote for you is a sin. You can deliver nothing from opposition. It is not a virtue. But the priority of fighting electoral battles and wedge issue skirmishes over actually doing the job of making the world a better place has enabled a culture where lying thrives and progress falters. But I am a Democrat. I want to make it clear that I am such a zealot about the act and art of democracy that I have thought about it every single day of my life. Much of my childhood was dedicated to elections. Every room in the house had Vote Labour posters piled up in the corners, and we had an old-fashioned crank-operated duplicator in our garage where local councillors would come and churn out inky leaflets with messages about Labour Party campaigns for local, national and international elections, or about miners or Mrs Thatcher snatching our milk. I went to the Women's Liberation Playgroup, for God's sake, a political childcare movement set up by local Labour women so that other women could work and campaign and stand for office. My grandfather, who was an artist, used to make me stand in poses for hours so he could get the political cartoons he was drawing for the Socialist Campaign Group just right. I was raised on a picket line.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?